can feel it coming in the air tonight. Oh Lord, she calls out to the man on the street, sir, can you help me? You'll be in my heart. Yes, you'll be in my heart. From this day on, now and
Roll over the cameras running and mark it.
Phil, you've been a performer and a musician pretty much all of your life, but the songwriting career came later on. Were you writing songs before?
Yeah, I did write the odd thing, you know. I mean, in one of the bands I was in before Genesis, I wrote a couple of songs, very, you know, not very good songs, but and there was a piano in the house, so I used to play, you know, play one, miss one, play one, miss one, you know. And that's what kind of started me off in that direction at all, because I was a drummer since the age of 5. But and I contributed bits to Genesis, but never really complete songs, you know, which was my strength was in the playing side of it.
So you contribute musical parts, but
yeah,
not the
nothing. Duke was the first time in '80. It was just I'd written Face Value, but it was yet to come out. And I played the guys the songs that I'd written, and they chose a couple that they liked. And that was the first time anything of mine on my own had been out on a, you know, certainly on a Genesis record.
Okay, but going back a bit before then, it was '75, I think, when Peter Gabriel left. You find yourself centre stage.
Yes, but I didn't want to.
It came as a surprise?
Yeah, well, it's kind of, it's weird, it's like being adrift in a boat, you know, and you fall asleep and you wake up and you think, how did I get here? You know, because it wasn't what I intended at all. In fact, when Peter said he was leaving, my initial reaction was, well, that's good. Well, forget about the singing, we'll just have an instrumental band, you know. I mean, because that suddenly you can hear all the music, because there's no singer, you know. Which, of course, didn't go down very well, being a songwriting band. So we started writing the material and auditioning singers. And I always got the job to sing to the people that were auditioning, because I had been singing when Peter was in the band. And we never found anybody that we wanted in the family, so we went into the studio without a singer. We had one guy that we thought might make it, and we did all the tracks. We had no concern for keys, about what he could sing or not. It's just, this is the way we wrote it, and he had to fit in with it. And it didn't sound very good at all, the song he tried. So when he left, I said, you know, can I have a go? And so I went down, and, you know, everybody's sort of, well, that sounded all right, let's keep going with that one. And then the next day we tried another one until we finished the album, and we still didn't have a singer, as far as I was concerned, because I just wanted to play the drums, you know. So we had another sort of brief look for a singer, half-hearted attempt. And then it was talked about, why don't you do it? Which was like, it was like a horror for me. You mean come out from behind the drums? This is not possible. I've been playing drums since I was 5 years old, you know. I mean, Anyway, I started to come around to the idea this is the only way we're going to be able to do it. And I got a friend of mine, Bill Bruford, to come and play drums for a year. And it was terrifying.
So they pushed you
forward. A little bit more terrifying than this, but just about the same.
About the same. So it wasn't an ambition at all then?
No, at all.
For you to be a singer, to front the band, to...
No. And a lot of people, you know, it's a better story if the greedy drummer wants to be the singer and kicks the singer out. You know, it's a better story than the real one. But no, I sang in my school bands from behind the drums, and I could do that now. And in fact, I did on the last Genesis tour, sing Follow You, Follow Me from behind the drums. It's not physically a problem. It's just that it looks terrible. You know, people can't see. So because you've got all this paraphernalia between you and the audience. So it was the last thing I wanted to do. It was like someone taking a security blanket away, and all I had was a microphone stand, you know. And for years, I couldn't even take the microphone off the microphone stand. It was just like, it became this thing that I could hide behind.
Was there a catalyst that actually made you sit down and write songs yourself?
Yes, the divorce, really. That always does it. Yeah, it was 77, 78. And I found myself in the house, and, you know, long story short, my wife had gone, my 2 children had had gone, the 2 dogs had gone. So I had, I had nothing to do. So I started to just fool around on the piano, just making demos. A couple of people heard them. Armand Ertegun was one. Tony Smith, who's been managing us for years, was another one. Said, "This is a record. You should put this out as a record." And I said, "Well, I can't face going back and re-recording everything. I've done it only just once, So we had the idea. I just working with Peter Gabriel on his 3rd album, and I really hit it off with the engineer Hugh Padgham. And we had to listen to the demos and said, well, why don't we just use the demos? So we took my 1-inch 8-track demos, because they were pretty, high quality tape. Took them into the Townhouse in London, copied them to then was 16-track, and carried on working on the demos. So the demos became the album. And when you listen to if you were to sort of put a track up, you can hear the phone ringing, you can hear the fridge going on and off, and all this kind of thing. It's there, and I didn't know it was going to be used, so I didn't bother to do it again. I mean, a song like "In the Air Tonight," I never wrote any of those lyrics down. Those words came out spontaneously.